Good morning, Kilbourne. This is your WKHS News for Friday, November 1st. On this week's news, we take a look at the IB Sports IA, get information about the upcoming presidential election, and take a trip down to the ravine. Your WKHS News starts now.
Don't blame it on the sunshine. Don't blame it on the moonlight. Don't blame it on the good times. Blame it on the boogie. Don't blame it on the sunshine. Don't blame it on the good times. Blame it on the boogie. Sunshine, moonlight, yeah, good times, boogie. You just got the sunshine, yeah, moonlight, good times, good times.
Good morning, Kilbourne. I'm Joel Nkrumah.
I'm Will Evans.
Hey, Will, have you ever heard of IB Sports Med?
Nope.
Well, in the class, they work on an internal assessment. Colby and Alex tell us more.
As the end of semester draws near, many IB students have their IAs due. We talk to IB Sports Med students about their projects.
IAs are internal assessments, and we do them to show that we've learned the subject in our course. Specifically, for me, it will be IB Sports Med Health and Science. I'm doing bat speed, hand speed, and exit velocity training, and I'm measuring the correlation between grip strength of a forearm for a high school athlete, specifically for the sport of baseball, and how it relates to them hitting the ball and how hard they can swing the bat. I used multiple websites to find the best exercises to train the forearms and increase grip strength in an athlete. And I made a workout plan that's 2 times a week. And then I have the testing day, which is towards the end of the week, to make sure that the athletes are still going up in numbers such as grip strength, exit velocity, hand speed, and bat speed.
It's going to be how forearm strength and shoulder strength contributes to velocity, throwing velocity. I'm going to have guys lift 3 times a week and then test them once a week to see how the lifting contributes to like higher velocities and see if there's any growth between the lifts and the different weeks. So we're going to have them pull down 3 times into a net and collect the velocities, and then look at the graph and see if it has increased over the next few weeks.
This has been Alex Shan
And Colby Beck.
with your WKHS News.
Hey Joel, are you going to be old enough to vote this year?
Unfortunately, I will not.
Well, there are other ways you can get involved. Addie and Georgia, tell us more.
This week, me and Georgia give Kilbourne students more details about the upcoming election.
Well, I think that in our country, it's the only way we have to keep our government accountable to us. You know, if the government is not serving us in the way we want them to, we have a way to deal with that, and that is by voting for somebody else next time. You can talk to your parents and perhaps even influence them. Maybe they care about what you think, and maybe you can influence the way that they vote. So early voting is available at various sites around Franklin County. So if you don't want to be, if you want to take full advantage of your day off from school on election day and not stand in line voting, you can take advantage of early voting that way. In future years, you can register to vote by mail. My wife and I vote by absentee ballot just because it's really convenient. But then, of course, you can join the crowd on Election Day, Tuesday, November 5th, and vote in person. One thing that's really important, this election, not just for president, but senator here in Ohio, is expected to be an extremely close one. And a lot of times, young people, people who are eligible to vote just recently, a lot of times they don't show up. But in a really, really close election, every vote, I mean, truly, in all elections, every vote counts.
This has been Georgia and Addie with your WKHS News.
Noah and Eric take Cundy down to the ravine.
Today we talked to Miss Hunderfund and Mr. Peterson about the future plans for the ravine.
Here, and then we made a rock garden, and then this is a pollinator plant right here, and then this one is this one, suckle together here and stuff like that, because he has cool ideas as well. We met here because Mr. Peterson and Mr. Thomas wanted us to walk around and help identify trees that should not be cut.
Yeah.
So we marked off these trees down here. I have no idea if this is a white birch or a silver birch, but birch trees are really unique, and if we save these, that would be really good. It would just preserve more diversity here. A big plan for this area right here is all of this would get cut down, all of it. Anything else, anything that's not taped is getting cut down. Grasses, but but I'm gonna really try to recommend what species of grass they put in. I want it to be native. There's different species of grasses, but I want it to be native, because if it's not native, if it's invasive, it could kind of grow like crazy and create problems. Yeah. If it's native, it could support the rest of the ecosystem here. Maybe it's a pollinating grass.
So this is just gonna be grass.
This is all gonna be grass, and it's gonna be sloping, and they're thinking about putting a bench in.
What trees should we preserve?
So the honeysuckle should be cut down, the ivy should be cut down because those are invasive species. And then to open the space up, a lot of everything else is going to cut down, except we want to preserve some diversity. We want a variety of species. Yeah. So the trees that are going to get saved are marked. We've got trees like birch trees growing along the ravine. We have trees like American beech trees. Big oak trees we want to save. We have some pawpaw trees. We even have some buckeye trees. And we're definitely going to save those trees so we can maintain a good, diverse, healthy ecosystem in the ravine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you know about what's going on in the ravine?
Yeah, so there is a lot of construction going on, but we do have a lot of work going on in the ravine as well. The school was built in 1991 and was built on top of the ravine. And so a lot of those species have grown up and overgrown. And so we're trying to clean it out. We're trying to make it, we want it to still be natural, but we definitely want it to be able to be something of pride, a point of pride, and something that's beautiful when people come to our school. And for you guys, when you're at lunch, to have a beautiful scenery. I know especially during the winter, if we clean it out a little bit more, the icicles and all that stuff is gonna be beautiful when the seasons come.
I agree.
This has been Noah Kastner and Eric Boyard with your WKHS News.
This has been your WKHS News.
Tonight, Eddie and the boys go down to Walnut Ridge for our first playoff game. Make sip to show up and support.
Have a fun and safe weekend, Kilbourne, and always remember
to keep it classy.
Woo!
Will, do you like? Oh my gosh.
Will, are you going to vote this year?
Really, Ivy?
God, bro. Get your ass.